Hello! So today's video is, I've kind of done a lot more preparation in this video than I have for other ones, it feels like. So today I'm doing Esther from Orphan. Now Orphan's quite an old horror film. Not 100% sure how old. Let's check. So it's from 2009 the film is, and it's a very creepy girl. And there's a bit where it kind of reveals Esther's secret, and I kind of not really liked the makeup, but I thought the makeup was really cool in it because it made her look a lot older than she is. And I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, because in that scene, which I will link down below, which I've used for referencing, it's kind of like where her secret's kind of revealed, and it's like, oh my god. But as you can tell, there's like scars on her neck and wrist, and she's all crying and stuff. But that's what I've done. There is also a bit where she has fake teeth. Obviously I couldn't do that because I didn't have the materials to make fake teeth. So I just went with what I had, and I prepared the little beginning section, and I found it really fun to do actually, because it was a kind of like a proper big video, and I just found it really interesting and really fun. So this is going to be kind of a bit of a long video, I think, but I hope you will enjoy it. Sit down with some cup of tea and just watch. So yes, I hope you enjoy. So to begin with, I first waved my hair and added a ponytail at the back just to get the look that Esther is having. So in the clips and throughout the film, she wears this ribbon around her neck and wrist. I just decided to use my choker and I folded in the silver bit, but I just was watching the clips and marking out where I would have to do the scarring because the ribbon covers up the scars. So I just kept placing and seeing where it would go, and as the clip is very fastly edited, you can't really see the scars that well, so you just have to keep looking back and just going with the flow. I ended up using just this pale lipstick to help me mark out the scars. This also just gives the scars a bit of colour underneath. And I just carried on marking out the scars, and then I went on to my wrist as well. So the scars are done, and I'm now getting my liquid latex. I had some water and tissue paper just to wash off my brush after each application. So I'm just getting on a paintbrush, kind of thin, depending on how thick you want the scars, and just lightly going over the scars. The thicker you go, the whiter the scar will be. I use a hairdryer to speed up the process. And altogether, for my neck, I think I did 7 layers. Some were thinner than others. And then for my wrist, I think I only did 5. You just gotta go with the flow and see how it goes out for you. So I did actually try out other scarring methods, and this was the one I thought worked well and I was kind of the best at. And here are the scars ready for preparation. So I first just powder it. I just want to say I don't get a lot of this in shot, so I'm just going to explain it to you. I didn't realise that my camera was zoomed in. I know, annoying. So I'm first getting my pink lipstick that I used before and just dabbed it onto the scar just to give it an overall colour. Very lightly. I then went in with an actual brush and used that same colour and went along the scars just to make them seem more raised, very lightly, and then I blended them out with my finger. I then went in with some brown all over the scar, but mostly around the edges once again, very lightly blending it out, trying to create the kind of irritated grey look. This is where it was out of focus. So I went around with some red, and then I went around with some of this kind of grey from my foundation grease paints, just to add kind of a bit of greyness to the look. And then I ended up actually adding some white to the scars to act as highlight. So once again I did my wrist, but you can't see it because I stupidly didn't do it in the camera. I thought I was in the camera, but I wasn't. But basically once again just going over the pink, going in the edges of the pink, going in with some red and browns and the grey, and finally going in with the white for highlight. And that's the scars all done. So we're now on to actual face. So I'm actually using this green primer. This is just cancelling out the redness because Esther actually has a very colourless, pale skin. So I'm just using my foundation. I was going to mix in with some white, but I just wanted to leave it. So I just applied some simple foundation and added some concealer to hide the bags. I didn't end up adding blush or contour or anything. I'm now powdering it, and I'm also doing a little bit to the eyebrows just to make it more straight, because our eyebrows are very natural but just have a little bit of straightness. So now on to the actual eyes. I have applied some of my liquid eyeliner onto my angled brush and dipped into water, and I'm adding a slight wing to the end of each eye. The water makes it a lot more liquidy and more prone to being able to be smudged. It doesn't really matter if you mess up a little bit, it's all meant to be messy look anyway. I'm then going in with a cotton bud on some of my colour tattoo, and I'm just blending it roughly under the eye. I'm then taking a wet cotton bud in the eyeliner, I think, and just dabbing it under the eye and just helping create lovely raccoon eyes. Just have to go with the flow of this kind of thing because crying eyes don't look the same. I'm then going in with some of my matte black eyeshadow in some water and just smudging the top of my eyes and the bottom of my eyes as well. So I then started to do the kind of sweeps from the corners of the eyes as seen in the picture, and this you just have to go with the flow. I just wetted my eyeshadow and used a cotton bud and just brought it down in motions. I then wanted to create a drip because that was in the picture and that's normally what happens when you cry, so I was just trying to create it just with eyeshadow again and let it drip down. So you just have to go back, go a little dabbing and scrunching your face up to smudge it. I then started going with some Vaseline and some of my colour tattoo just to add to the wetness and to add to the rubbed inness. So I just apply this kind of lightly. I'm then lining my tight line and waterline with some black. I can't remember what the product was. I think it might have been eyeshadow, but just to add to the intensity of the look. And then adding some of my mascara just to once again add to the intensity, and she does look like she's wearing mascara in the pictures anyway. I'm then just adding more up to the top sections of the eyelids because it looked a bit plain, and just doing loads of touch-ups and just playing around with it. I then go in with some of my red grease paint and mix in with some browns to create the lip. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be messy because she is very upset in the clip. and then I'm just adding some more touches, and that's the final look. Rip this off.